Hey there mamas. So now we're going to start doing a little bit of a purl stitch. And a purl stitch is just kind of an inverse knit stitch. And the way that you get this kind of stockinette flat on one side stitch, like a knit fabric, is by doing one row all knit and one row all purl. Because really a purl is just kind of an inverse knit. So you're able to get all of it to one side. It's also what you use for things like ribbing. So like one side is like the stockinette, and then on the other side it's the opposite. It's because you're switching per row which you're doing on which. So these two stitches on one row are knit, and then the ones below them are purl, and it ends up being this kind of sections of stockinette. And then there's a seed stitch where you're doing every other. So it's one knit, one purl, and then it switches row to row. It's always the same. So this is a knit, this is a knit, this is a knit. Then the next one, these are all purls. And it ends up being, you know, they look identical. They're just from opposite sides. So hopefully that makes sense. If you just do knit, it will look like this because it has, you know, every other row facing the opposite direction as you switch the yarn from, you know, needle to needle. So for purl, you go through it towards yourself. I tend to brace it with my thumb, and then go up and over the top, and then pull back, and then push away from yourself, but between that and the other needle to pull the loop out. And I'm actually faster with my purl once I get going than my knit, but it feels a little weird. So now you've got one-on-one, you go over the top, pull it back, I brace it with my thumb, and I sort of feed it through. Over the top, pull it back, feed it through. When I go fast, I keep it in my hand like I do with my knit. See how it's down in my fingers again? So my left thumb is just sort of pushing the needle, and my right thumb is bracing the yarn. Over the top, pull through. Over the top, pull through. Over the top, pull through. So that is a row of purl. Let's do one more row of purl, and then we'll do some patterns. So again, you take it, put it toward yourself, between you and the needle that has the loops already on it, over the top, and pull it through. So then if you were going to do some sort of a pattern, like you wanted to do a 1x1 ribbing, you would just do every other stitch, knit and purl. So when you're switching back and forth, you always go over the top, not under, or get some funny little crossed loops. So if you were going to be doing something that was like one knit, one purl, you would do, I'm putting it at the top, you would do one knit, so it's away from you, then under and around the top, pull it through. And now that you've got one and one, you switch the yarn up over between the two, and then you do the purl. So in towards you, over the top, pull through. And then the next one you go up over the top again, and you do your knit. And you just switch back and forth. But if you notice with my method, I don't ever take the yarn out from my pinky and my ring finger, that it just kind of holds it in place. I just guide it around. Under and over, and then you go the other way, and you go over and under. And then you've done a whole row. So now you've got whatever pattern you want to do with basic knits and purls. We're not going to do things like short rows or adding stitches or anything like that yet, but these are just the basic knits, purls, and using them in combination with each other, and how to transition between them. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I can do more in-depth videos, or you can join me for a live stream. It's always on Wednesday afternoons. You can come to the live stream, or you can join my Discord. The link is on my channel, and you can request patterns. We can do some crowdsourcing of graphics and patterns. I just want to help build a community, and we can all teach each other crafts. So hopefully I'll see you, and happy knitting!